We are currently live, back in action, Thought Brewery. Let's get into it, baby.
We rocking. We motherfucking rocking. You know what I'm saying?
Get it going.
So, dude, yeah, that was fucking Josh Richards.
Mm-hmm.
That was him. I've never really like got into the TikTok stuff. Like, I downloaded it once, like scrolled for like 30 seconds. I was like, this is pretty stupid. But like the fact that these kids are legitimately multimillionaires and are like 20, dude, there's some power to that app. 100%, man. 100%.
Absolutely. If you know what you're doing, like it seems like you, by looking at their videos, you wouldn't think that they would have what you just told me going on.
Yeah, like smart.
Smart.
Dude. Yeah. Like I think it's a nice thing, dude, to hear that like 20-year-old kids that are getting famous on social media and like really getting some money at a young age. Like they're not just blowing it, dude. Like these kids are investing in venture rounds. Like they're starting their own companies and shit, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's wicked cool, man. Like at such a young age. I know when I was 19, 20, I was a dickhead. Like I didn't think about, like I wasn't ever like, oh, I'm gonna start a company. I'm gonna make an impact. I'm gonna make a change.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it was not like he's actually not an idiot. Just like when you listen to Tekashi like in an interview, you're like, oh, this dude is like, there's actually a method behind what he's doing.
Right.
Kind of, you know?
It comes off as stupidity and just like ridiculousness.
Yes.
But it really isn't. When you boil it down, there's different levels of smart. They're not intellects by any means, but they know how to work the system.
Yes.
They know how to work the system, and there's definitely value in that. And like you said, when I was 19, I wasn't thinking about that at all.
No way.
Twitter or like just anything. I wasn't thinking about social media in that light. It was more of just, all right, what can I say to get me the most likes? Like I wonder if that's starting to evolve for the younger generation, the smarter younger generation that's realizing the potential in these kind of things.
Yeah, dude. That's a good point, man. Like there's such a huge difference between like, okay, let me toss this IG post out to get 100 likes versus let me post this IG post out because it's part of a content strategy. Like if I get 6 likes, if I get 8, who cares? Like this is part of a strategy because I'm more aware. Like I'm not just posting a post. Like this is part of a marketing plan. Like I understand the power of the internet and I'm just going to leverage me by posting out there, dude. And I think man, we've talked about it before, Ben, like this, like the internet's out there for anyone to use, and totally like the young kids that are like really blowing up specifically on TikTok, like they're smart enough, dude, to know how to leverage the internet. Even look at masterminds like Kanye, dude. Like he's a master of manipulating the media, dude.
Yeah, he is. Trump.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, I guess it starts from the top down, right? So if you look at just maybe the impact that Trump has had on a few people, how you can influence by being ridiculous.
It's so true, man. It's like good news and bad news. They're both news and they're both like popularizing you. Yeah. You're getting page views regardless, man. Like if your name's in somebody else's mouth, whether it's good or bad, dude, it doesn't matter because they're still talking about you.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, man.
Good or bad, or even just controversial. Yes. Something that can be viewed in both lights where like, oh, I'm so pro-Trump. I love the way he attacks his conversations and does this. Or bad, like this guy's a fucking idiot. What's he saying, you know?
Josh Richards on that podcast, dude, he said something about he wants to be polarizing because when you're polarizing, like one, you're going to have fans that fucking love you.
Yeah.
And 2, you're going to have people that hate on you. But by them hating on you, it's just getting you more page views and more popularity and talking about it, dude. There's something to that, dude. I mean, especially when you're in like the public eye, like Trump may be the most polarizing figure of our generation, like by a long shot, because he's on Twitter saying all this nonsense, absurd stuff. And I think that's part of it, dude. Like if you like being an entertainer, if you like being in the public eye, I think it's a good strategy for sure. But for somebody that may not like being in the public eye,
really cares about reputation, that's another big thing.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Like you don't want to be like your fucking name dragged through the mud. Like if you care about that, like Trump doesn't give a shit about it, obviously. No. Like he's fucking Donald Trump, you know? But I don't know, there's something to that.
He's a businessman. He's a businessman. So like he'll do whatever it takes, it seems like. He'll say whatever it takes just to get the result that he wants to see.
Yes.
No, he's all about results. And that's what a lot of people did like about him because it was so anti-politician. So like politicians usually make a promise and it never ends up happening.
Yes.
But with him, it was like, we're gonna make sure that this gets done, and like that was the appeal to him. But we won't get too political on that. But definitely something too. It's obvious because of how many people thrive in that light. Maybe not mentally, but they do thrive economically. Like when it
Yeah.
comes to making money and you're controversial or polarizing, 100%, that's a real thing.
I think in Trump's case too, man, it's like he had a couple $1 billion already. Like he had the Trump Towers and the Trump Plazas. Like this dude
Yeah.
had history of being a businessman where he had fuck you money. He could literally be like, fuck you. I don't care what any of you say about me because I've built my legacy in business. I have a couple $1 billion. I don't give a shit. I genuinely don't give a shit. Like my
Right.
family is set for so long. And you could say that about Kanye. You could say that about a lot of people, man. Um, where was I going with this? I had an idea. Oh, here we go.
Hmm.
I've thought about this many times, man. And I still don't know my position on it. So I bring up Trump having the background of like successful businessman, like couple $1 billion, and then and now he has a platform to be a president on, right? So basically, he created all this stuff, albeit Trump isn't the best example because he was kind of always in the public light. But I've always thought to myself, dude, for like a personal, like I did it kind of feeling, I have to do a lot of shit in my life before I can really like try to teach somebody else something.
Hmm.
Because to have all the accomplishments and to have found a way of living my life and being successful at it, that is something I've battled with a little bit, just in the sense of like, I can't tell anyone else how to live their life because I'm still trying to figure it out. But on the flip side of that coin, I think there's power to documenting your life right now and like documenting your progress through the highs, the lows, like the whole journey is what's important almost. And that's where people could learn from because I've always thought that like the end goal of a lot of stuff is just to like help other people and like teach them something they may not have known.
Hmm.
Um, so that's something I battle with a little bit, dude, as far as like just like giving back to people and like teaching somebody else something, whether you're benefiting monetarily from it or not.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, what do you think about that? Do you feel like you
Yeah,
need to
because
have the accolades?
so you're saying like if you were to talk about finance to somebody,
Mm-hmm.
you want to make sure that you're well equipped in finance, that you have some accomplishments there before you go out in the public eye and start making
Well, let me use
recommendations or like things like that's just one example. I know you're just talking more broad in a broad sense, but that's
yeah.
just one example.
Let me use this example. So Amazon FBA, right? Or let me take a step back. A lot of people make money selling online courses. Online courses being like, okay, I know how to do this thing and it's worked out really well for me. Let me teach you how to do it and I'll charge you $40 for it.
Okay.
That's a legitimate growing industry. I saw this tweet actually, dude. Someone predicted like online courses and like online learning in that sense is going to grow bigger than college education over the next 10 years. I don't really doubt it.
It's bold, but it's kind of true.
Because get this, Ben, if I can go online and I can buy a course for $197 that teaches me the Amazon FBA business model and I can make real money doing that, dude,
Hmm.
why do I need a college degree for $100,000? If I can
Yeah.
pay $200 to learn a business model that's proven and just go off. Anyways, dude, I think that's a real thing. But the idea of the whole course thing, right? Like you're really good at guitar. You could teach,
I'm not that great.
dude, you're better than you give yourself credit
That might be true
for.
because I'm hard on myself, but there's some fucking wizards out there,
Oh,
man.
totally,
There's
dude.
some wizards.
You could 100%, dude, put together a course for like $20 and be like beginner guitar course, like intro to guitar. You could
Gotcha.
teach that, dude, because like you have mastered that already, right? So that's just an example of like you could sell the information that you have up here and that you've learned up until this point in guitar and make $20 on it while at the same time helping somebody. You know what I mean?
Hmm. So are you saying that you're struggling with the idea of when you're able to start doing those courses, or is it just you want to take advantage of both of those?
I don't even know what it is, dude. Like I said, it's just like an idea I've been contemplating because like one, I know it's a way to help people. If I never would have paid that guy Tom $600 for his Amazon course, dude, I would have never learned the fucking model.
Yeah.
Ever, dude. $600 is a lot of money to throw up front. But like in Tom's case, it's like he mastered Amazon FBA over a couple years, has the results to back that, and then bundles all his information that's up here into a $600 course and ended up selling it to, I don't know, 70 people. Like that's 40 grand. At the same time, you just helped 70 people like learn a skill and learn a business that they would have never known. So I don't even know what my stance or my position is on it. I don't know if I'm saying like, I one day want to do this. I just observe and recognize that that's a path that you can take. One, to make money as a teacher. Like you can genuinely give your information out to teach somebody.
And it's anti-school.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
anti having to get an education, spend a lot of money on an education.
Mm-hmm.
Referring to like college, because
Yeah.
obviously you want some sort of baseline education before you get into that,
Totally, dude. Yeah, man, I've spent a lot of money on Gumroad. You know what Gumroad is?
I don't think I do. I think you explained it to me one time, but what
It's
is it?
it's so simple, dude. It's a platform where creators or influencers of any sorts can just sell information on, right?
Oh yeah, so it's like just courses.
Yeah, courses,
Basically, yeah.
exactly, dude. So like I remember I was flipping phones, like I bought that one for like $50. I paid this
Mhm.
lady, learned her process of how to flip phones, and like that's a unique skill to her that I had never heard about before. This Etsy selling thing, I just paid $39 for that. Like
Mhm.
I've probably spent all in all almost $1,000 on courses, including that $600 one for Tom. Some I've used, some I haven't used. Some are good, some are bad, but like I don't know, man.
Just the fact that they're out there.
Yeah.
Just the fact that they're out there. It's important, or it's easy to overlook.
Yeah.
It's easy to overlook that there's so many options out there to get started, get off the ground, and make a life for yourself.
Well, I think online learning too, dude. If you're willing to do it, anything is out there nowadays with the internet.
Mhm.
Anything, dude. Anything you want to learn about, it doesn't stop in school. Like if you're curious about like woodworking, you could buy a course on it somewhere on Gumroad, I'm sure. But if not, just learn on the internet, you know? So
Mhm.
it's just like the access to information is so there nowadays.
Yeah. And it's really nice to know that if you go into something like that where you are making courses, or you are learning from courses, well, I guess more making courses,
Mm-hmm.
you're helping out individuals as you're doing it.
Yes.
As you're like being passionate about what you like to do, you're just helping out people. And you
Mhm.
don't have to like go through the system. You don't have to work your way up in a school system or in the education system. Which I'm not knocking education at all, because clearly we both got college degrees. Like I think it's a good thing to go to school. There's a lot of disciplinary things you can take from it. You meet new friends. Like it's a
Totally.
great experience. I'm not knocking it at all, but just to know that there are other options out there. When me and you went to high school, like how many people didn't go to college? Probably like one or two.
Not many, dude. Everyone was
know?
going to college. Everyone.
Right. And like I know it's a small high school, so you probably see a bigger gap in bigger high schools, but it just emphasizes like how much your environment plays a role in what you decide to do. Like I knew I had to go to college. I
Yeah.
had to.
There was no
So I'm not-
question.
yeah.
There was no
I'm not
question.
gonna let my parents down. Which why would it let them down? Because I didn't stick to the status quo, maybe, but I'm happy with my decision. I wouldn't take it back, but there's other opportunities out there.
It is so crazy though, dude, that like there was basically us at our high school. There was basically no other option except to go to college. Like you said, a very limited number of kids didn't go to college. I guarantee a decent amount of them are doing very well monetarily. Like maybe they're a plumber, construction worker,
Trades.
the trades, dude. Like you can make so much money. They don't have the student loan debt. And you start 4 years earlier. Like you're 18 and you're making 20 an hour being a landscaper or
Yeah.
something. You know what I mean? But the decision is like, okay, am I going to work on this thing, this laptop right here? Am I going to go work with my hands?
Right.
And landscaping, we tried it, dude. We did it for a couple summers, but I don't know if I had a life in landscaping, you know?
No. It was a fucking blast though.
It was amazing. It was so fun, dude.
Like, oh man, that was such a good time. Waking up every morning, just knowing what you had to do.
Yeah.
We had 3 of our best friends. Sometimes it was 4 when Dylan was there. Oh man.
Dude, well, honestly, do you remember when Powell was giving us the reins? Like, here's a clipboard. It would be me, you, Paul, and Dave just going.
Oh yeah, at one point. Well, that was
Yeah,
like
dude.
towards the beginning. It wasn't. Dylan was still there. I think he
Yep.
left, and then at one point it was our own crew. We were our. I
Literally,
have
dude.
foreman on my resume, of course, because
Oh,
I was a goddamn foreman.
100%, dude. Sometimes Dave would get consumed to the mowing crews, but I wouldn't give up that experience for anything, man.
Yeah,
Seriously, just being out, like
me neither. Me neither.
you're outside, you're in the sun, man. Like it teaches you a thing about life, like legitimate hard manual labor.
Yeah, that's discipline at its finest. Like,
Yes.
do your job, do it right, and then go to the next site. Like
Seriously. Like
it's baseline.
I think we were young, dude, and the money was good. I remember we got bumped up. We were 12 an hour the first year. We were 15 an hour the next year.
Yeah,
And we were like, holy
what a
shit.
raise.
15 an hour, bro. What am I gonna do with all this bread, dude? Like that's crazy. But that was there was just so much good about that. And a decent amount that was shitty, just like manually, like fucking A, stick plants, like just like jabbing at your ankles at 8:30 in the morning.
God, bro.
Nobody wants that. Ticks crawling in your fucking ears. Oh my god, dude. Never mind the poison ivy, but
You go to grab just a handful of weeds, and there's just like thorns within them, and it just stabs your hand. You're like, well, this is it.
that's it, dude.
Well, this is what I'm doing right now.
It's like 8:15 in the morning, dude, and you're fucking bleeding and sweating
Yeah.
and dirty.
10 o'clock hits, and you have a fucking tick in your back. You pull it off. Next thing you know, you have a fucking tick disease.
Oh my god. Poison ivy on your face. Oh man.
I've never seen somebody so allergic to poison ivy.
Oh, it's bad.
So sensitive. It's crazy.
It's fucking bad.
I think you had it when we landscaped, you probably had it the entire time.
Yeah.
It's probably not like at least you had it the entire time. It was always on your body.
Ben, there wasn't a summer that went by. And still, dude, like landscaping is 100. Like I knew 100% I was going to get it at some point in the summer. When I don't landscape, I get it at some point in the summer usually.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
It's been my whole life too, dude. Like I've had it on my face. I've had it like literally on my ball sack. Like I've had it on my fucking like everywhere, dude. It's crazy. I don't know why. I think it's genetic that I literally have like really bad allergies to poison ivy. But what are you gonna do about it?
You got to fucking move on and
You battle it, you move on, dude.
really battle it. You take whatever precautions you can to handle it the best way that you can. That's it.
Landscaping specifically, dude, like the manual labor piece, I was very grateful to see that life.
Yeah.
Like we experienced, like a lot of people that were landscaping, man, like that was their life. You know what I mean? Like they were going to get up no matter if it was rain, pour, or shine. Like they were landscaping and there was no other plan in the future, you know? Like we knew come August, like, all right, we're going back to school. Like we put in our 3 months of landscaping. Like maybe we'll be back in the summertime again. But like to think that that is somebody's life, dude, is like bravo for them. Like it's so admirable, like grinding that hard, dude. But it taught me something about life. Like nowadays you can leverage this fucking thing to the point that it's just absurd, the leverage that you can have on the internet versus like the time for money kind of idea, you know?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I don't know. It's just all the experience you have in life, like really make you think like and apply to life. But that was something I took that was big, you know?
Even one of those guys, I mean, we had a couple of people that we worked with that were in their 30s, 40s, maybe even 50s, some of them. Like, and even some of those guys, like if they can find the right resources, they could leverage this in their off time. It's probably it's a hard day's work though. When you're working, sometimes you're working from 7:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Like we had a few days where it's just you want to finish a job and you're fucking beat, man. That was a good feeling though. That was a great feeling to lay down in your bed and not a thought crosses your mind because you know how much work you put in that day. You just want to pass the fuck out. Then you got to wake up and do it all over again. Yeah. And it's like, it's a cycle.
Talk about presence though, man.
Yeah.
Like
in that moment when you're landscaping and like picking weeds, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. No, I'm just trying to think about it right now, dude. Like all those aspects, like when you're raking mulch out, like, yes, you'll have music or a podcast in your ears, but like for the most part, you're not thinking of, I mean, I guess you can like think and let your thoughts run rampant, but for the most part, dude, it's like very mindless work. Like you're not overthinking raking out that pile of mulch. Like,
Right.
you're just doing it to the best of your ability, making it look good, dude. There's gotta be something to that, man. The fact that like our jobs that we would do like on these computers, like keep your brain stimulated and your ideas going. Like, oh fuck, like we were using yesterday, like, oh, did I say something fucking weird in that meeting or whatever? But like there's nothing weird to say at landscaping. It's literally like anything goes because it's just like mindless, like, oh, cleaning a bed and like making it look really good. Um, I don't know. There's something to that, dude. I know there was one summer I literally was like, dude, let's just move out to California and start a landscaping crew, or like, let's start our own business, dude. Now I think that was like the entrepreneur in me being like, yeah, landscaping's tight. We know how to do it. Let's do our own. But did you ever, like, throughout your life think you were going to do anything other than, I guess my question is like, what did you think? This is crazy. What did you think you would do when you were older? Because like obviously we started in blue collar and like
Yeah.
transitioned to like college and then white collar work in air quotes. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I honestly don't think I knew. I still am kind of tampering with that like idea of being able to taste things and figure out what I like. Like I think it's very cliche to say to somebody at 12 years old, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Mm-hmm.
And then they say a policeman. And then next year it changes because maybe a lawyer visited their school and they're like, oh,
Yes.
that looks kind of cool. So I like me personally, I went through my run. I wanted to be a marine biologist and like probably fourth grade, I would say.
I wanted to
I
be a
remember writing it down.
veterinarian, dude. That was my thing.
Yeah. So I still don't even know, but it's all about just being open to different things. Like
Mm-hmm.
I got the opportunity to landscape. I didn't say no. I wasn't like, "Oh no, I don't want to be that."
Yes.
It's more of like, "All right, I'll accept this. I'll try it out. If it's not for me, it's not for me, but it was a job with my friends. There's some good that can come out of this job.
Oh
There's
yeah.
good that can come out of any job. It's just willing to taste it for a little bit and then maybe you move on and try something else." So
Yes. Totally, dude.
so I don't know to answer your question.
I don't, dude. If anyone told me they knew what the fuck they wanted to do for the rest of their life, dude, God bless them, man. If they had a plan that was like 35 years, God fucking bless them. And they had that plan since like 10.
Mhm.
There's no way, dude, because it morphs. Like you said, dude, everything you taste, you start to realize what tastes you like and what tastes you don't like. And you
Yeah.
realize like what you do like about those tastes, you know, like, oh, I like that I sent a bunch of emails. I like to write, actually. That's really cool. Like my last job, I was writing a lot, and that's something that's cool to me. Maybe my next job will be more writing, or I'll start writing on my own. So it's just like learning through everything. The idea of a job is interesting to me, dude.
Just having one specific job.
Just like all of it mixed together, Ben. It's like fucking the mix between like the trade off of your time for money,
Mhm.
and in turn, it's just like I'm reading this book right now called The Millionaire Fastlane, dude, and I really like it. It's probably one of my favorite books about money that I've ever read, and I've read like a decent amount over the past
Oh,
2
yeah.
years. This one blends psychology and like analyzing 3 different mindsets towards money and jobs specifically. Um, and just the idea of trading time for money with this end goal of like 65 is your
Yeah,
that's
like
your finish line.
mhm.
It's kind of an absurd way to live if you really think about it.
To put that box around every single human being, we always pride ourselves in human beings being individuals. Everyone's different than everybody else. Like
Yep.
that's what you're taught when you grow up. But then you like the older you get, the more they put you in this box of this is what you have to do. You want to reach, yeah, you want to get a job out of school and you want to work till 65 and retire.
That's it,
There's
man.
some, I mean, there's a lot of leeway in that statement
Mhm.
of like what you can do to still be successful and still be happy, maybe even being more successful and more happy by breaking the mold,
Yes.
thinking in like a minority kind of way.
Yes, dude.
Yeah, you're right. It's weird how like that's a thing
It
to but as far as the book, did it say anything else about that or
Yeah, I'm like 80 pages in right now, dude, and it's really good. It just thus far it's broken down like two of the three mindsets. One is called the Millionaire Fast Lane, and it's a very like I had this book on my list for a long time just because of the title. I'm like, oh, the Millionaire Fast Lane, like yeah, there you go, dude, like sick title. But then I like dug into the reviews a little bit, and it got a 4.7 out of 5, and like I think over 1,000 views, if not a couple thousand reviews. People are like, this is the best book I've like ever read about money. But basically, this guy fucking MJ DeMarco went to college, like knew he wanted to do something different, graduated college, either got a bullshit job or didn't get a bullshit job. Like working on a computer or something, ended up like trying out a bunch of different things, like driving limos, being a bar back, like doing your average, like not college degree jobs.
Right.
And at 26, he was just like, fuck it. Like, I'm going to start this company. Like, I do limo driving. I'm going to start this internet company. It was like the mid to late 90s. Whatever. Started an internet company, a website, did web design, like moved the fuck out of Chicago with like $500, lived in Arizona. And his internet company, his website started picking up. He sold it for 1.2 million at like 28. Internet bubble crashes. That company kind of fizzles out a little bit. He buys the company back for $250K like 3 years later, rebuilds the whole company and sells it another 5 years later for $8 million. So basically by 31, this guy had $8 million. And he kind of cracked that mold of the, oh, I need to get a job with my business degree or my economics degree. He cracked that mold because he knew he never wanted to do that. He just didn't know what the fuck the other lane looked like.
Right.
But a lot of the book, that's just kind of like MJ DeMarco's story thus far that I've read. I don't know what else he's done since like 30 or whatever. But thus far, it's basically just the psychology around money, dude. Like there's three lanes. There's the sidewalk, there's the slow lane, and there's the fast lane. And a big thesis of his book, dude, is it's better to enjoy wealth while you're young than when you're 65. And I couldn't fucking agree with that more, dude. I could not agree with that more.
Yeah, I agree with that too. And it seems strange when you put it that way, because obviously society preaches against that, or even just like traditional finance methods probably teach against that.
100%.
But so you said it's spending the money when you're younger, enjoy your wealth when you're younger.
It's not just spending, Ben. It's getting to the point that you accumulate wealth
Okay.
while you're young, because traditional methods, like you said, financial methods, it's, hey, give it 40 years, sock away 10% of your salary for the next 40 years in an index fund, and you'll have $1.5 million by the time you retire at 65.
Right.
But you may have a heart attack at 62 and never see 65.
Exactly.
Or you may get sick at 42 and not see 43. So, yeah.
Yeah. So I like the idea definitely of enjoying your wealth, which doesn't always mean spending. It means taking risks, figuring out ways to invest,
Freedom is the ultimate wealth.
Right.
That's what I think, yeah.
Right. So just using your money wisely
Mm-hmm.
and enjoying it in that way.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely merit to that. That's a good point.
It's got to be, dude.
I need to hop on that book along with the other 8 books that I need to read.
Dude, you should find some time, man. If you really have time, Ben, and like you feel like you're fucking bored or anything, I know it's like literally day 2. So like you're figuring out that, dude, the fact that you're even agendaing is fucking sick. Like,
Yeah.
When I had 4 months of doing dick, Ben, I didn't agenda a damn thing. I woke up and I was like, check the email, jump on Fortnite, check Amazon. What now?
Yeah.
1 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Agending, it's one of those things like I've done on and off,
Mm-hmm.
but every time I do it, you just notice the sense of accomplishment at the end of the day when you just start marking things off. It's just a good feeling,
Yes.
and it feels good to sit down and put your thoughts towards just one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Have we talked about this in the podcast before?
Agendaing?
Yeah, I don't think we have.
I don't
right?
think we have.
Okay, good. Just want to make sure I'm not repeating myself, but
I feel like it's inevitable. We'll probably say some of the same shit, dude. When it's you and I throwing shit back and forth, maybe if we get like a third in this bitch, but
Yeah.
we'll probably talk about some of the similar stuff, dude. But agendaing is definitely powerful, man. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to do today, and at the end of the day, you did all 7. You're like, fuck, I had a great day.
Mm-hmm.
I had a great day, man.
And if you get caught somewhere in the middle of your day where maybe you're just watching TV or you're thinking to yourself, like, I'm bored or what can I do? Just go to your agenda, look at some things that you have to do and just take care of it, because it's going to feel good when you take care of that.
What are some of the things that are on your agenda for the day?
For specifically this day,
Yeah, or any day. Like, what are things you're focusing on now?
well, obviously focusing on the Weekend Wave. It's a single that I got coming out, so
Hell yeah. Ben,
it's a quick plug.
quick plug. What is it? BF
Um,
sound or Ben Foley sound? What are you gonna go with?
I don't know. The first thing I came up with was, I think it started as Ben Foley Sound,
Mm-hmm.
but then I just wanted to put the full thing. I don't even know if they had it available, Ben Foley Sound. I think somebody had taken it, so I just did Benjamin Foley Sound. Yeah, dude, because there's so many people out there. Like, it's
Motherfuckers, though,
so
dude.
limited in what you can do.
God damn, Benjamin Foley sound is
Someone
that's.
had Benjamin Foley music.
Mm.
Like, the musics were already taken, so
Wait, taken for what though, Ben? Like on Apple Music or?
this was just for Instagram.
Oh, okay.
That was
okay.
like the first platform I thought of where I could say, all right, I have a few people that I know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna branch off and do some musical things
Oh yeah.
just to give it a try.
Yes.
And then I went with that. But yeah, I just want to work on that a little bit more. Get some more reading in. That's always part of it. I started that writing exercise, object writing, where it's just kind of like a way to just sit down and it's almost like meditation because you're able to
Totally.
just write and get your thoughts out and it helps you describe things better as well. When you take the time to sit down for 10 minutes and just think of something and describe it the best way you can, I think it really does do a difference in the way you speak to people, and especially if you're doing it every single day, just for
Yeah.
like 10 minutes, it's gonna make that difference. So there's that. There's the Alibaba thing, trying to get that off the ground, following your footsteps a little bit. It's such a good idea though. Like, that's why I had to do it. You and Paul are always talking about it. And I'm like, what's something that would fit me that I can put out there and sell and have in the background? It takes a little bit to get it going, obviously. And I still need to talk to you about some things there,
Totally.
but it's just an opportunity that I don't want to miss out on, or at least put my foot in the door on. Maybe it doesn't work out, but
Maybe it does.
maybe it does. And if it does, then we're fucking moving. We're going.
At the very least, dude, with the Amazon thing, I think the opportunity is there for anybody that wants to try their fucking hand at it, dude. It's there. You know what I mean, dude? And like to have access to Amazon's millions and millions of customers, it's unlike anything that's ever been available to the average person.
Yeah.
Like, they don't care if you're white, black, yellow, fat, ugly, poor. You can open a seller account and sell to fucking this chess piece if you want, dude.
Do they even need to know your race? Like, do they even ask you, are you Caucasian, white? Not that that's like a huge point, but I'm just curious.
I have no idea, dude. Probably somewhere along the lines where like, just like
Personal information going in.
doing a fucking COVID test. They ask if you're white, Hispanic, or it's like, who cares? I'm just trying to, it's just data collection at the end of the day.
Yeah, for the census. The
Yeah.
fucking census.
The census, fucking census. If you're watching this,
We fucked the census
fuck
this year.
you.
We actually did.
They never came back, did they?
I don't know. We're probably gonna get something posted up on our door that says like eviction or something.
Gone.
Yeah. No longer in existence. This family.
Oh shit, dude. But yeah, Amazon, dude. It's the opportunities out there, man. At the very least, imagine this, man. Like, say you sell or I sell, dude. I've thought about this with the boards. It's like there's boards out there, but I think I can uniquely position myself in a different way with the color and the front picture.
Yeah.
If I sell one of those a day, dude, I'll make $30 profit a day. That's good enough for me, dude. And I think one is undershooting it. If you sell one acoustic panel a day, what's your margin? Like 10, 15 bucks, 20 bucks?
Yeah, I think it was around 20.
20 bucks, dude, a day? That's $600 a month. Like, that almost paid rent just from something that goes in the background. And I'd say one unit is very low, dude, if you build the listing properly. That's a big thing. People throw listings out there that are straight up garbage, that you look at them and it's like, oh my God, there's 2 bullet points and there's 6 words on each bullet point. The pictures are blurry. The resolution is terrible. The pictures don't look, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so like anyone with
a lot of opportunity.
Yeah. Anyone, like I said, anyone can sell on there. And that's probably like a Chinese manufacturer just creating a listing and being like, here, like not really knowing what's going on. But if you're an adept, intelligent, and careful person, you can create a beautiful listing that is going to sell regardless, you know? So yeah, man, that's my spiel about Amazon. And I think e-commerce is only going to grow, man. So it's a beautiful time to get in.
Yeah.
Today is the, earliest and latest day that you can start on anything. You know, yesterday's gone,
Definitely.
tomorrow's not here, so might as well start today.
Especially since technology and probably just e-commerce in general is growing exponentially.
Mm-hmm.
And like we don't even know the limits on it yet. We don't even know what else can be created. I mean, we got blockchain coming out is starting to affect our finances. There's so much growth opportunity and better now than never.
Exactly, dude.
Or better now than late. But
Isn't it so weird, dude, that you see something where you're like, fuck, I wish I did that in 2018, and you think that opportunity is gone, but it just blows my mind that there's a lot of those, fuck, I should have done that in 2020 when it's
mhm,
2022. Like everything just looks so obvious in hindsight. Like,
does.
oh, fuck, coronavirus goes down and Zoom stock is up 5x. Like, oh, who would
Yeah,
have known that everyone worked from home would be using their computers for meetings? Who would have fucking known?
right.
But at the time, you don't really think about shit like that.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
don't.
know.
And maybe you do. Maybe you have that idea, but there's always that little bit of doubt that comes in where you're like, oh, what if this company can't handle it? What if they can't scale properly and
Yeah.
they go out of business or something like that?
There's
Like just that little bit of
always
doubt.
that doubt.
And
Always that
that's
doubt.
when you're dealing with your money, you always want to protect your money. But when you're younger, that's the time to fucking take some chances. And when you get those ideas, maybe you talk to some people, maybe you do some research, and then you throw your money there,
Mm-hmm.
keep it a little conservative, and you make out. You make a couple grand or whatever it might be.
Oh yeah, dude. I think risk is a big thing that I don't know, learned to incorporate into my life because of
You are
exactly.
very. I don't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead, Ben. Say whatever you want.
I say you're a chance taker. Like
Yeah.
you're a go getter. You have these ideas and you just go for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's an admirable quality because it's a lot of people probably could be in a lot better position if maybe they had that mindset. It's tough to have that mindset when you're like 80, but
Yeah,
when you're
dude.
this young and
I'm
you
a,
recognize it, it's yeah, it's pretty inspiring.
Thank you, Ben. I appreciate that, man. It means a lot because I know that's something that I've definitely learned through reading and like actually trying shit that I think is important. But um I think the more shots you take, dude, the more you're gonna miss, but the more you're gonna hit, you know?
Yeah, and the more you learn too,
I,
that's the biggest thing right there.
yeah, exactly, dude. Once you learn from your failures rather than victimize your failures, it's a big step in the growth direction. Like, oh fuck, that business didn't work out. It's XYZ's fault. Oh, Amazon fucked me. Oh, once that flips to like, damn, that didn't work out, on to the next one,
Hmm.
like a big, big fucking thing changes. And I think a big thing for me was that Enagic thing, man. Like I burnt 12 grand and I didn't have fucking 12 grand.
Yeah,
I sold my dad on that. He threw down $4,500 for me, and I'm gonna pay him back that sometime soon, probably.
yeah.
He threw down 4,500. I covered the rest. It was like 7 grand, so it was 4,500 up front, and then it was like 6 grand over the course of, I want to say like 18 months. So I was paying $360 a month.
Yeah, dude. I remember you told me the numbers on that. And I was like, dude, that's expensive, man.
Very expensive, man. It ended up being like a $7,000 water machine, like a $3,000 like faucet I never used, and then it
Mhm.
was like
Shower head, right?
shower head.
Or is that the faucet you're talking about?
Yeah. Shower head is the right way to put it. Like I used that a couple times. I thought it felt really good. It was a great product, but like I just deluded myself into thinking like, oh, this is the best thing on earth because I spent a couple G's on it. But
Mhm.
that was a
And you
big
have to think that way if you're gonna sell it too. You
yes,
gotta like
exactly,
convince
man.
yourself that this is the best product out there.
Persuasion is very strong, dude, when you invest 10 grand into something in terms of like wanting to sell it. But that was my biggest failure to date, man. I threw down like 10 to 12 grand, didn't sell a damn one. I got swindled into, put in air quotes, a pyramid scheme. It's not really a pyramid scheme because like it 100% is legitimate if it aligns with your life. Like the people that do
Mhm.
well with Enagic are these girls that live in Hawaii, and they have like 6,000 Instagram followers of
Right.
other girls that might live in Hawaii or on a beach somewhere. And like they all are like in this world of like, oh, manifest your reality
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
energy and tropics. And it's like, okay, like I'm a broke ass college kid and I just got my dad to throw down 5 grand for me. Like I'm not living on fucking Hawaii. I'm not growing an Instagram following. So that was the biggest failure for me, and that taught me a lot. But I didn't take that and stop. I never once, Ben, have thought to myself, I'm gonna get a job and get a good job and just keep going, because freedom was always, and it still is, like a North Star in my life, is like to have freedom in every aspect. And I think that's true wealth, is being healthy, being able to do whatever the fuck you want at any time you want, and have the people around you in the same boat, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Well, also, that was your probably first failure, right?
Well, Daily Vibrations was my first failure. The playlisting, I did that.
True. I don't even know if because that wasn't an investment though. I'm talking as far as
It was a time investment for sure.
that's true. You break it down, you get all economical on it. That's true.
Well, I didn't spend $1, but I spent probably 6 months, Ben, building those playlists on the back end. And then I posted maybe like 10 or 15 or 20 of them. And like I got like 3 likes or 6 likes on them from like my roommates and like maybe you guys or something. I was like, this ain't going anywhere. Fuck that.
Right.
That was my first failure, along with, at the same time, this is a small failure I'd like to share, dude. It's funny. I might have told you it before, dude. You remember the CBD lemonades at Prest?
Yeah.
So they're like $8.95.
I do remember this actually.
Yeah, dude. I loved them because I would have practice. I would have football practice senior year. Fucking drink that CBD lemonade on a Thursday night, dude. My body would just like chill the fuck out. And I'd be like, oh, my fingers don't hurt anymore. My knee doesn't hurt anymore. Like, this is amazing. So one day I drive up to fucking Preston, Burlington, literally a 35-minute drive. I buy 24 of them. 24. I spent like, I don't know. I think it was like something like $190 because I thought they were the best thing in the world. I brought them back to Stonehill and I sold like 6 of them. I ended up drinking the other fucking 18 of them. So
were you trying to target football players specifically?
Just the people around me, dude. The people that were living in my same suite. I was like, hey, I'll sell you this. It's $14. And in my mind, I'm like, hey, if I flip all these, I'll make, $6 profit on something I got for $9, sell for 14, or $5 profit. Well, I'll make $100.
Damn, you're selling for 14.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying.
Jesus Christ. But CBD.
That's what I'm saying. I thought it was hot. I thought it was good, but I ended up it's not necessarily a failure because I just drank a fuckload of CBD, but that was like a little thing that I thought would be like, damn, people are going to be buying these from me. I'm going to have to go get 50 next time. Like, shit.
Yeah.
Sold like fucking 6 of them, dude. But see, I mean, all these little things I think have made me who I am, dude. And I think it's important to learn from all those.
Yeah. So I think the first 2 failures, there's just not a lot of risk involved there.
Yeah.
With the Enagic, there's a little bit more risk just because of the amount of money you put forward.
Yes.
So like your first big, and I think you were out of school too.
With Enagic, I started in literally like March of my second semester senior year. So I had like two months left of college.
Right. Yeah. I mean, those are valuable mistakes. I don't even call them mistakes, but valuable
failures, dude.
Times. Yeah. Like, I don't know. That just brings me back to when Paul would sell water bottles of vodka in high school. That's just like what it makes me think of. But
see, that was a business though. That was a thriving business.
Yeah, because there was such a demand.
Yeah.
And like, what better place to do it than in school where everybody's at?
I know.
You put it in water bottles, make it clear. It's risky though.
It is risky.
Probably get expelled. You probably could have got expelled
if you
got caught, dude.
If you really think about it, dude, at the very least, he would have got suspended if he got caught giving like freshmen like half water bottles of vodka.
Yes. And I hope they can't like get a warrant out for his arrest.
No, no fucking way, dude. I hope not, at least. But yeah, that was a funny time, man. There's always been, if you trace back your roots, man, I'm sure all of us have a little bit of hustle in us. I think back elementary school, dude, like Liam Soper, he would get a 12 of Mountain Dew, put tinfoil around it to keep it cold, and like show up to school with like 10 or 12 Mountain Dews and like sell them. Like Dave literally would buy Mountain Dews off Liam Soper for like $2.
Really?
In school, dude. Like, I wonder what the fuck Liam Soper is doing, like creativity and like idea wise nowadays. You know what I mean? You think back to when you're younger, dude, and like everyone's creative and imaginative and like has these ideas and just like really follows what they're interested in, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Being younger, there is something about the older you get, maybe the less your creativity tends to take over.
Yeah.
But it's important to keep a hold of that. At least I think so.
I want to get back to that, Ben. Like that's a big thing for me, dude. I want to get
Yeah.
back to that point in my life where, and I think money's the biggest thing. That's why I personally am so driven towards money right now, is because I want to get back to that point of freedom. And every day is a Saturday.
Right.
If you think about it, Monday through Friday, everyone's just like, oh, like fucking work sucks, and then TGIF, thank God it's Friday, and then from Friday to Sunday, you have some freedom.
Mhm.
You can be a kid on Friday night and Saturday and all day Sunday. But then it's back to the grind for 5 days, dude.
Yeah.
So I've right now, more so than ever in my life, dude, I'm just so driven to fucking get to that point where every day is a Saturday and I can be like, huh, I'm gonna go walk in the woods right now on a Tuesday afternoon, or oh,
Yeah.
I might go read in the woods. Like, I don't know.
And
Do it.
still, well, you do like business. Well, I'm not going to speak for you, but I can tell that you're passionate about business. And
Mm,
maybe it is to get to that point, but I feel like you wouldn't get rid of that. You'd still have that grind in you where you'd be wanting to like do the next, maybe have like another product or keep launching, keep improving.
yeah.
But you're right about the fact where you can do these things or to get to a spot where you can have that, but also you can say at any point in the day, okay, I need to take a break. No
Yeah.
one's going to tell me what to do. I'm going to go read for an hour. Or maybe
Yes.
you take an entire day off just because you feel like it.
Mm-hmm.
Like just being on your own time. There's so much freedom with that. And we're not lazy people. We
Mm-hmm.
probably work 6 days out of 7 if that was the case, because we know in those 6 days we have our own freedom involved there.
Absolutely, dude. It's a big like goal to reach, like something like that, dude. And you're right in the sense that personally I've never had this vision of, oh, I'm gonna fucking retire at 30 and sit my ass on a beach for the next 50 years. Like
Yeah.
that just simply isn't a life. You know what I mean? Like, yes, there's relaxation and there's time to do that, but constantly building and getting better and ultimately giving back. Like we were talking about earlier, like giving back, dude. Like whatever you learn to get to the point that you are, like give back to the people that want to get to that point, you know?
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, it's so important, dude. Just like fucking be aware of your freedom. Like I've felt it in my job. You've felt it in your job, dude,
Oh,
where
yeah.
like your freedom is just fucking sucked right away from you, dude. And it's all in exchange for money. So it's like you solve the money equation and you don't have to listen to anybody. You don't have to listen to fucking
Mm.
anybody if you don't want to, you know?
That's a good way to put it. The money equation. You
That's it.
take what was it? You take the money out of
I
it.
don't know. I don't know what I just
That
blacked
that
out.
I mean, that just clicked in my head though. If you
If you solve the money, well, dude, the thing is, we spend, like I said, Monday through Friday exchanging our life and our time to make somebody else more money, right?
uh
Like when we show up and you work for your old job or I work for my current job, I'm getting paid like X amount per every 2 weeks. But the guy at the very top that owns the company is the one that's growing a real business and is probably going to get paid, I don't know, whatever millions. You know what I mean?
mhm.
He's the one that it's his. Um, so we're just like exchanging our hours in a day to build that slowly, step by step. But if you don't have to be tied to that paycheck every two weeks, if you look at your bank account, like say it's an Amazon business, you're just getting paid 20 grand every 2 weeks. You don't need to fucking listen to anybody.
Yeah, you don't need to sacrifice your time if
Solve the money.
you're right. If you don't need money from them, then you don't need to sacrifice your time because
Exactly.
you took that out of the equation. Yeah.
Your time is yours again, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy how you get a little older, man, and like that childlike vibrancy is taken away from you because you get so caught up in money and a job and progressing and growing in all these different areas. But I think it's really important to get back to that point. Like money isn't an issue. Like my
Yeah.
friends and family are cared for. Like you're just free and to do whatever creative thing you want, you know? So
Yeah. We're always creating as kids. Always.
always, man.